Actually, these are so beautiful. I just want to put one of those on because the fragrance is really good on that. Good afternoon from Julia here at Flowerland. We are super excited because it's Chelsea Flowershow week, and we've been watching it on TV last night. So we've pulled together some of the plants that we saw on the show last night. Apparently Thursday is going to be a really good day, which is fantastic for us because we're there on the Thursday. We're going to take loads of footage so that we can bring some of the ideas back to you the following week from what we saw at Chelsea. But just from the preview last night, they mentioned some of the usual plants you see a lot of at Chelsea, such as fuchsias. And this year we've got a great collection. We just got about every fuchsia you would really want. But I just pulled together 4 here as a highlight. One of our favourites here is chili red. Just absolutely love the intensity of the red on that variety. Then we've got here a beautiful yellow-leafed one, Thumbelina Gem, with those vibrant pink flowers. And another 2 here, which you don't usually see. We've got Jack Stanway with those, if you see that lovely variegated soft foliage with those lovely soft pink flowers. And finally, just to show you, we've got Mrs. W.P. Wood with those lovely, I would say, sort of a lovely salmony pink kind of colour. Just the kind of thing that absolutely every interior designer is going for at the moment. You think Little Green Company, Light Peach Blossom, or Setting Plaster from Farrow and Ball. That shade of pink is so in at the moment. Actually, if you go to Chelsea on a regular basis, you will see this plant. It's always at Chelsea. We've got the Circeum, which is the thistle plant. The one we have here is the new improved variety, Trevor's Blue Wonder, and that looks absolutely stunning and gorgeous in a planting scheme with the lovely poppies, which again are another bee and butterfly favourite. We talk about salvias a lot. We got one of our favourite. I love the intensity of the blue of this colour, Viola Close. I struggled to get hold of it last year, but so happy to have it this year. And as you can see, it's got a lovely, intense purpley blue shade. And again, that colour is so beautiful with yellows and the lovely orangey yellow of that poppy. Talking salvia still on the nursery, a lot of our new crops are coming through now. So in addition to cherry lips, in addition to red lips, we prefer often the cherry lips because you've got that lovely sort of purpley pink shade. Again, if you were doing a blue and pink, it would look lovely with that salvia just there. Our Prussian blue Nepeta has come through beautifully on the nursery. It's such a beautiful variety, and the quality and the size of that is just absolutely amazing. And this is such a magnet for butterflies and bees. And look, it would look lovely with that with the yellow foliage of that fuchsia. Our crop of these plants here, I'll show you. I absolutely think this is wonderful. It's Alstomeria Passion. First time we've grown this variety on the nursery. But as you can see, it's got that lovely blotch of purple against the white with those little speckles. And what we love too is just that little hint of green at the end of the petals. And we've got the other varieties which we normally grow here. We've got a lovely sort of pinky one and a lovely sort of peachy yellow one here, and they're all looking stunning at the moment. Another nursery favourite, and again great for the bees, it looks like a fairy tale story, this one, the Campanula. This variety is Sastro, and we grow these on the nursery every year, but they are just looking so stunning at the moment with those lovely intense purple flowers. Our peonies from the nursery are all looking stunning. They're all breaking out, coming into flower now. Again, peonies are featured quite a lot at the Chelsea Flowershow. David Austin roses are going to be back at the Chelsea Flowershow this year. And here on the nursery beds, our David Austin roses are popping into flower. This one here we absolutely adore, absolutely love this one, Hollow Car. It is the quintessential old rose and myrrh fragrance, and just the sheer volume of flowers that this lovely variety produces. And it's great in flower arranging, and it's absolutely wonderful in buttonholes. Another favourite here, the colour is just stunning, absolutely beautiful, Desdemona, and it's an off-white one, a light shade of cream running through that, and a light shade of peach. This one is very good in shady areas, and again the fragrance is just divine. We've got some of the old favourites as well. We've got this lovely intense yellow Molyneux here. Another beautiful yellow one we have at the moment is called the Poet's Wife, and the fragrance on the Poet's Wife is just absolutely stunning. Now, grasses are always a big thing at the Chelsea Flowershow, and we have some of the usual favourites like this one here, the tall Calamagrostis Carl Forster, coming into flower at the moment. But we managed to get hold of a really beautiful new variety we haven't had on the garden centre before this year. Absolutely love this. It's Molinia Edith Dudsus, and this is really difficult to get hold of, but it is the most amazing grass, just beginning to come into flower now. And we've got some other firm favourites that we love. This looked lovely in the autumn here when you have the tall spires through the autumnal plants, Molinia Windspiel. And we've got this other lovely tall graceful one that's rather very fluffy, the Deschamsia cespitosa. Loads more grasses here, all just beginning to come into their own now. With our roses, we also have some beautiful Harkness roses. They are going to be at the show as well. This is one of our favourites. It's the most beautiful white with the most amazing fragrance, Princess of Wales. This one we couldn't get hold of last year, so we're delighted we've got this one on the nursery this year. And we've got one of David Austin himself, his favourite rose is Olivia Austin. It's named after his granddaughter, and this one is in full flower in my garden at the moment. It's a beautiful rose, grows about that tall, very round and bushy. It is a really good performer. If you want something that is really, really good in terms of healthy, this is a really good one to choose. We're trying our best to introduce and get a lot more unusual plants at the garden centre. And we're absolutely delighted that one of these more unusual plants we had it last year, it didn't flower, but this year it's come into flower. And it's just the most divine flower with that lovely hint of yellow and purple and the white. It's an evergreen, and then it throws up these lovely long spikes. This one here is Diplerania latifolia. It is just, I think, beautiful. Raymond Everson clematis is at the Chelsea Flowershow. They were mentioned last night. We just pulled a few off the bed here. Some of these are not the Raymond Everson because we do other varieties as well. This is the President, which is not typically one of his, but these ones are. We've got the most beautiful one here. It's a firm favourite, Rebecca. We've got Shimmer with all those buds and all those beautiful flowers to come. We've got Samaritan, if you want those sort of lighter, sort of lilac-y white shades. Abilene with that lovely deep pink bar. And this one here is a rather a new variety. It's the Duchess of Cornwall, and it's a blue with an absolutely enormous flower. We think they go lovely with Loniceros Sensation, which is a very highly fragrant honeysuckle. And again, honeysuckle is just something that you'll have the bees buzzing around. The bees and the butterflies just simply love this flower. We've got some lovely shrubs too that are just beginning to look absolutely gorgeous at the moment. We've got this stunning hydrangea blue steel, and you've got the flowers in heavy bud at the moment. They are so lovely because they start with this colour, but eventually the green fades out and you get a big cluster of the most brilliant blue flowers. Again, just looking at things that are more unusual, we're growing these at the nursery this year, Thalictrum black stockings. It's a really good one for a shady area. They don't look so large now, but when these develop and mature, they grow quite tall, possibly to maybe about 1.5 meters, with these lovely intense pink flowers. But what's lovely is the dark stem. These were featured on Garden Illustration magazine this month, and in the garden that they feature these is absolutely stunning. In terms of foliage plants, we've got these lovely cotinus, and what we love about these is how translucent the leaves are. So if you can imagine, if you planted this on a west-facing border and you had the sun coming up behind that in the evening, you can just see the translucence of foliage, how beautiful that is with the sun shining through. And in terms of foliage, we've got beautiful new variety of Acer. We've got Acer Black Lace. And again, the loveliness of those leaves when you get this sun just shining through them. This one is not a new variety, but it's one we absolutely love. It's Jordan. What we love, if you're putting that through more of a pink or a yellowy blue theme, you've got the lovely redness of the stem, and you've just got that lovely hint of orange in the new foliage, and these lovely large palmate leaves. That in its own right, planted with something like a cornice, would look amazing. I plant that in my garden with this one here, which is the Cornus Cusa, and the intensity of the beautiful white flowers of this one in proliferation against the Acer Jordan looks absolutely stunning. So many amazing plants, it's so difficult to get them all in, but we've got some amazing agapanthus just starting to flower now, and we've got the Chelsea Flowershow favourite one, which is Poppin' Purple. It looks absolutely stunning. Tree lupins are just beginning to flower at the moment. They look amazing, and again great for the butterflies. Another perennial that we have on the nursery, which is great for the butterflies, is Agastache Black Adder. This is just the most stunning perennial. This is great for the back of the border perennial because it grows tall to about that size. So in terms of layering, you can then put salvia and other shorter perennials in front of this particular variety. One of our favourite lavenders is Melissa Lilac, and we just love that we've managed to get hold of that this year. And it's got that lovely, lovely lilac blue flower when it comes out. And we just can't wait for this to pop and come into flower. They're absolutely stunning. Another Thalictrum, we can't get enough of Thalictrum. This one here, again, really hard to get hold of, but we absolutely are delighted we've got it this year. It's Splendid White. And this particular one would give you a lovely wild meadow effect. And it grows to about 1.7 meters tall with those lovely fluffy white flowers, and that is just absolutely stunning. Another favourite plant for this time of the year, just coming into flower now, is the chocolate cosmos. And for chocoholics, it's a lovely plant. You get that lovely, lovely chocolate fragrance, and this one here would look absolutely stunning planted with this rose. Can you imagine that lovely peachy white with those hints of chocolate? That if I had a container, I would just want that chocolate cosmos with Desdemona, because that would just make such a beautiful combination. In terms of foliage, Berberis, they aren't usually anything to write home about, but we've got some stunning ones this year. We've got orange ice, and it's just almost indescribable, this leaf, the foliage on this, that translucent orange with that yellow, it is just very striking. And then we've got this other lovely new variety, chocolate summer, and again, you imagine when this grows taller, how you just would get beautiful evening light catching that and running through that beautiful, beautiful foliage. So come and have a look. I think you will really like what we've got in store this particular week. And we've got lots of your Chelsea Flowershow favourites here. And I think possibly we may have some things here you won't see at Chelsea either.